The house increment in Asaba entirely is too much. It's too exorbitant that you can see a two-bedroom flat of 1 million, 1 point something million, 800,000. That an average poor man or a salary earner cannot be able to rent. Then before you round it up, around 1.5 million, which is very cost in this type of economy. So if government can help us, so that they do something about it, an average man that receive 50 or 60,000 cannot pay rent in Asaba. Even you can see the environment here. The poorest house here is 400,000. That's a room and parlor. Then in case of 3-bedroom flat, 500, 600, 800, 1 million. Before you finish 1 point something million. So it is too exorbitant.
I stay in 2-bedroom flats. Like this street we are paying 450 per yearly.
The rentage in Asaba, I can't lie to you, because the landlord in Asaba, the way they always inflate their rentage, even for the interval of a year now, the rentage that we are paying is high, it's too much. It was not like this before. Most of the landlords they do complain about the economic, so because the things are very high, so they need to increase their house rent also for them to meet up their demands. They don't even think of the common tenants, what the tenants are passing through, because for the tenant to pay that rentage is too much. They can't be able to meet up.
I can say high cost of material contributed it, but the owners of the house, you cannot build house today and get the money in 1 year. House is something that lasts longer. Even our children will come and meet it. So you can get the money in due time. Just gradually you can recover your money. After recovering your money, your children can still recover the money. Your children can still recover the money.
They use their old house to compare the new one they're building now. That's what most of the landlords used to do. They will tell you go to the other house. They pay 1 million naira, but they forget that their house is not the same thing with the other one, because the new building you cannot. There's no way you compare new building with old building.
Yes. In cases like that, old houses, they will give everybody quick notice there. They want to do one or two things and just paint it, just a kind of renovation. Then they will increase the house that have lasted for over 10 years. That in this area now, some houses is over 12 years in this area. Then they will still increase the money. Maybe they are collecting 400 after doing the paint or whatever. They will increase it to 700 or 800,000, which is much.
We can't really say how we got to this point, but the rentage, a common man in the street cannot really afford a good, affordable house in this area. And I must say that some landlords are not really being considerate, considering the fact that we find out that the way the country is going and the economy of the country and the income of the masses, and yet without due consideration they will just come and tell you that a house built like 10, 6, 11 years ago, they just come and tell you that the rent has been increased. Why? There's no new innovation, no renovation, no addition. It's not like a new thing was imputed into the house, and where we have found ourselves, what can we do? We just have to adjust. Yes, actually it was not like that before, but I must say that the government of the day, the government is responsible, to my own personal opinion. The government is responsible because if I could remember a few years ago, there are a lot of housing scheme embarked upon by government. Just like in some other states across Nigeria, some government has embarked on ameliorating the suffering that the masses go through in transportation. Just like when I was schooling in Enugu, the government of the day at that time provided buses to cushion the effect of a high transportation, that you see students going everywhere with ease. No matter how the amount your parents sends to you, you can be able to live with it. But right now, the government of the day is not doing anything. We have ministries that are responsible, that should be responsible for housing, but yet they are working, but we are not seeing anything they are doing.
We don't know whom to apportion blame on. People will call Tinubu, some people will call as an individual based on our personal issues. When you are calling upon the head that is Tinubu, then what about those who are in the ministry that are heading the departments there? They play their own games too. So the fault shouldn't be just from the Tinubu alone. Well, as a matter of fact, it's a general issue that concerns we all. It is not really Yahoo Boys. Yahoo Boys has gone on to do. It is our greed that is pushing us to all this. Somebody has come to say, okay, I want to rent the house because you just fed the house the money. And he comes with a big car and you've been carried away and you said, pay me 1 million naira. Have you ever asked the person what does he do for a living? To have said I'm going to pay you the 1 million naira? No. So there are issues we need to look into. Before you can give a house to somebody, know what the person is up to. Not after paying the 1 million naira, paying the next available rent becomes a problem. Now begin to apportion blames on people. Yahoo boys. What are going to do with this? It's a personal matter. Interest. That's just the truth.
And another thing is the building materials is still cost. Cement is on the high side.
Pamubu Obueshi Dr. Obi Esmai Abmoya Haba. Watch Luni. They don't want to build it. Watch Luni. Abra Negwaja Alwa in a budget. One name Megasi. Even that this year. Why local government? They go depend now. Local government supposed to be autonomous. Governor will like at any man. Governor will like at any man. I'm 2-3 tiers of government. I'm with federal, I'm with state. Then with local government. When the local government get, when the state get a local government. Federal government when it's a state. One child was sure. So before I was in India, Iba Loibo, Abuni senior service, in we cook, in West Steward, depend there the house. Man all day. That's not part of the civil service rules I can use. Man, I was it. We ghost workers. If there were 8 years ago, nobody. So one child was sure she is most unfortunate. Abuna system, onye will go mado. Wabwe, onye will also so that you will not steal again. Because no job, it is on Johnny who chuku, ni who madu, ni who ane.
Yes, everything is on the high side. The government should please look into it that people are suffering. People are suffering, no. People are really, really suffering. Let the government look into this issue. We are begging, Biko, no.
So what I'm trying to tell the government is that they should do something about it, so that the common people can breathe.
Pleading to government, they should look into it so that both poor and the rich can be able to live in a house. They should not drag us to villages. So because some people are not willing, or they will not be happy to, after living in a city, they will go to village like that. So they should do something about it. Government has a very important role to play about rent. And they are playing, I can see some of the houses, they have terminant rates when they are coming there. If they can identify some houses to gum terminant rate, they can identify those houses to know the price, the cost of the houses, and to know what they are going to do. Hence, they know the houses one-on-one in terminant rate. They can know the houses like that and still ask questions and know what to do and call the landlords to the order so that both the poor and the rich will live.
Yes, I'm admonishing the government, just like in Western world, the government is always involved in what concerns the masses. Electricity concerns the masses, housing concerns the masses, transportation concerns the masses. Those basic things that the masses need to enjoy life. They are not saying give us millions. They are saying make these things affordable. Government can embark on housing scheme. There are a lot of lands government owns, but they're not doing anything with it. So you find out that these landlords, just like you find out about the private schools, these landlords, they will come, they will take advantage of the economy, and they will keep increasing it. And you can't do anything. The day you are parking out, few minutes, somebody else is coming, willing to pay 10 times of what you have been paying before. But I must say that I'm not. I won't fail to thank some landlords who are very considerate. There are some landlords who are very considerate. They consider the masses, they consider the economy, they consider how things are going in the country, and they have stick to the old rent they have been collecting from there. I must say kudos to such landlord. God bless them all.
Oh yes, the state government has a lot to do, and they have an authority to implement and said there must be this standard, and the standard must be meant and be kept accordingly. Yes, they have all it takes, but because they too are interested, they are selfish, they are into properties. They have properties here and there. They don't want the younger ones that are coming up to do what to benefit more than them. That has been the issue. But if they can curtail their greed, I think it will work out.
eziokwu dị n'ime a bụ ife ndị daa n'isi gọọmenti ọ daa n'isi gọọmenti tuchi nne and ife njisi na ọ daa n'isi gọọmenti bụ na ị na-anya gọọmenti suppose na-eme ife zi ezi one ọ gị bụ responsibility gọọmenti wa ga-enye ụzọ wa ga-enye ọkụ na ife ndị sueni mana ife ndị nwa nkwa na-enye inezi anya efu maka na n'ife bịachizie ike n'ife nwa na-eme ọgbada naanị landlord ije nyere simenti na simenti gara ọnụ ndị na-ele simenti asị na awa naira akrashigo naira anyị na-eyuzu na dịka mmiri nsị is most unfortunate ọ jọgbu onwe anyị nweghọzi ego ife anyị na-eyuzu paper money it has no value onwe value ncha so na ife anyị na-ayọ gọọmenti because na every day we need devalue our currency and need devalue our currency in a devalue currency na ebe ezi ofu onye ga-enwe 400 billion iji eme gịnị accumulating na-ata ndị ọzọ afụ mana ọ wepụta ego niile wazu because nwa ncha bụ ochi kwa na-ezu from A to Z onye na ọ bụ na si na n'ipulu in fact I'm an advocate ife na-ayọ ndị mmadụ bụ onye kwadebe ịba n'ọkwa wasị azọrọ ụkwụ na anị ozu ochi anị ya rie mana abịaze were baịbụl buru ụzọ gwa na-ezu ochi dị n'ime ọ ya bụ afọ anyị na-ata ife